Hi, this is Mauvu doing your feedback. If you have any questions, just ping me in your thread. Just gonna skip to the match start. Okay, I3. So no buried treasures on the filter. Okay, so you should be, if you don't have standard settings, you should be using that, and as part of your standard settings config, you should be entering every world on third person, just for the immediate information advantage you'd get over not doing that. I also notice you're playing on Windows. You should either be on borderless windowed or just full screen entirely. I know some people don't play on full screen because they get like technical issues, but it's preferable, I think, because of something with Windows. Like, I think it's just better when you're playing like games in full screen. So there's a lineup here when you're digging down on the desert temple. If you like aim slightly, like you see how blocks are made up of 16 by 16 like texture pixels. If you aim slightly below the like top line here, so like the line here between the top and the second top pixel, if you aim slightly below that while crouching, you can just uncrouch while you're falling, and your cursor's lined up on this gap between the pressure plate and the other sandstone. And then at some point while you're mining out the temple, I don't know what your pie chart is set to normally, but if it's set to the preemptive or mapless pie chart, this is the time where you want to be changing it to the pyre pie chart. So I guess we go for this rune portal. Yeah. Fill that in. You can't fix. Do we have diamonds or something? Yeah, we have no diamonds. Like, okay, yeah, this is just like you just ignore this. Like, a few like things that you ideally should have done differently here is like on the way to this rune portal, you blow up TNT, just to overlap the explosion of the TNT with the looting of the rune portal chest. But like that's minor, I'd say. At your elo, like micro time saves, Jesus, aren't the most important. So like I say, you're just going forward for the rest of this. Any I say, you don't need to like actually implement all of them. But like, yeah, I'm just gonna mention them for why not. But like, I mean, yeah, you just shouldn't be like completing this. Like, you don't have an extra obby, so we should just. It just feel like there's like a lack of direction in what we're doing here. Like, maybe we just haven't played enough, but like it should be pretty much automatic for you to go straight to a tree at this point, and we're just not doing that. Like, I get this way is like in the direction of water, but there might have been like other water that's in the direction of your lava pool. So, and yeah, um, to be honest, I don't really like grabbing extra blocks from TNT on temple seeds because you pretty much always get a stack of sandstone from the temple itself, and it just ends up cluttering your inventory. Like, we're really cluttered here. That's it. That's another thing. Like on temple seeds, when your TNT on your wood is blowing up, you should be doing your best to clear your inventory. And here, like, we're crafting wool for no reason at all. Like, we have TNT, like, we don't need to pre-craft a bed. Yeah, like, considering your, like, level of, like, inventory managing ability, I just like this, just tanking the time loss of sorting out inventory, but, like, it's just so much better now. I thought, okay, I might be wrong, but I thought that was maybe a lava pool at the start, so. But I guess if you don't see it, then whatever. But like, just a general like way to play Temple Seeds is the way the filter works is the lava pools are centered around the temple, and for them, like for that matter, is on every rank seed the enter filter centers them around the structure. So like the shipwreck or the rune portal is well, the rune portal doesn't need an enter, but like the shipwreck in the village, both of those filter for enters around those structures. So like especially on temples, you should be trying to make use of that knowledge so that if you exit the temple out one of the higher exits, you'll have that higher elevation and use like third person to try and scout for a lava pool. Um, it's very consistent doing it at the temple because you have like higher elevation so you can see much better. Um, yeah, yeah. And then I guess we're going for sheep. Um, why are we not using the axe? But I mean, I guess like two golden apples isn't like that much. Um, but yeah, we should have gone for the water. Like the main way I can advise you on playing Overworlds is like having the like checklist of everything you need to do. So that's going to consist of on a temple seed at the very least is wood, food, water, and then your lava pool, and then flint as like a not a necessity, but you want to go for it as well. So like, um, it's like those are the things you should be thinking about in throughout your whole overworld and like trying to path them in. So there's like a thing you can do with killing mobs like this is you can if they're on grass you can put the flint and like the fire next to them and then just like punch them into it and then kill them. It's just like a consistent way in case they're like their hitbox is blocking the leaves, not the leaves, the grass. So like the one last thing I'm going to talk about in this overworld um, is just like having a standardized hotbar. Like if you, the sooner you implement that, it's just going to dramatically increase your like confidence in your mechanics because your blocks will always be in the same place. So like your axe, your pickaxe, like if everything in your hotbar is standardized, not just the tools, it's just so much better. Like the food, the blocks, the flint and steel, the boat, like everything. Like there's clearly like the TNT, the book, and the sword are just like random slots at this point, and it just makes them much less useful to like utilize because you have to think about what's there every time you're using them. Like same thing there. Like we're putting the flint and steel back when we'd like moved it out because we didn't have like a designated block slot in our hotbar. Okay, in ranked you want to use in macro to E-ray for the RTA time save. You can set it up very easily with Jingle by Duncan. Uh, if you don't know what that is, I can link you or I can just send you a Discord invite to the Jingle server. Okay, so there's a couple parts in this nether terrain travel where we're just like here, well not here, but like over here when we're like placing blocks beneath ourselves to like dodge the soul sand, but then here like we're jumping on blocks here instead of looking at the bastion and the terrain and the like surrounding area where you might have been able to see the fortress and or scout your terrain better to like give yourself a more direct and like safe path. Okay, you'll probably need to remind me, but you should do Brentilda like whole drop down if you want to just see it without like waiting for my response or whatever. Just watch the Bastion entry in Brentilda's 936 former world record, where he like digs through the top of this like rampart thing to get to the chests completely safely in housing. And then also we're entering the bastion. Like we've got a throwable gold sword, but there's gold ingots in your inventory, which is just better because the only thing you can do with a gold sword is throw it out, and then any piglins that are aggroed on you, they'll have to have their like you'll have to wait for their pathing to update by seeing the gold, and then they can do extra like crossbow shots or like sword hits on you while you're waiting for that. But with a gold ingot, you can just right click them to like start bartering with them, right? But the purpose of right clicking them is like it immediately stops them being aggroed on you because they have to start bartering. So like it's just more safe to have gold ingots as your like distraction thing. Yes, like this is the way you set it with the Brentola hole. Um, maybe you do know it, and we didn't recognize it was housing. And the way I'd say you recognize housing from this sort of approach is every other bastion which has the triple, like the iconic like triple chest rampart thing on top. Every other one doesn't perfectly remove this like box of terrain around them. So like, but housing does like cleanly cut away this like chunk of terrain around it. Like stables, the terrain will like go over the top and like bury the bastion, and that'll happen with bridge as well. And then another thing you can recognize with housing is the two triple chest ramparts. If you go back to like when you're like look, it's easier to like notice it when you're looking at it a little bit further away. But like the two triple chest ramparts, the walls are like completely flush, um, and then in stables, the three ramparts are like staggered against each other, so that the walls are never like there's like an indent, and then it goes back out on the like two side ramparts, like, and then on bridge you don't get these two ramparts next to each other, they're like on either side of the bridge, so it never looks like this at all. So it's just like details to like recognize with the bastion. Oh, and yeah, if you just want to be like same thing with the standardized hotbar, but with like confidence in mechanics, learning how to hotkey for like everything is essential. Like it's just a lot more consistent and faster. Like it's just like a lot better than scrolling. What do we do? Okay, yeah, just why are we not? I mean, I know we didn't make a boat, which we should have done, but why are we not boating down there? Yeah, I don't know if you like just don't know top down, but you just play top down on this seed. Like it's just better. Like you enter this bastion at the top of housing, like, and then it's also just more consistent at getting your 20 obby, your trades and your explosives and your pearls, because you have more chests to like start the route with. So you just get more gold out of chests, and then you can also you're like more likely to get more obsidian as well. Like it's just better, especially in ranked when you're playing for the consistency. So I feel like I could like point out everything here, but it just comes down to like practicing bastions more. Like this isn't the normal mining order to get all the gold in housing. And yeah, same thing with sorting your inventory here. Like not here, but like when we're throwing stuff out, if you just use control and your drop key, you can just throw it out without having to drag it out of your inventory. Like it's just more like hotkeying stuff. Yeah, we just don't want to be crafting nether bricks in the bastion. Like the thing with sorting your inventory in the bastion is like you don't want to like be getting rid of stuff that you have that you're going to get more of from your trades, and like same thing with the crafting of nether bricks, you're going to be picking up more bricks from your trades later, so there's no point to craft your nether bricks now and fill up an extra slot in your inventory with the blocks as well. Like it's just like inefficient inventory management. And we shouldn't be throwing out the rotten flesh. Like it's a valuable like food source to just fill up your hunger bar and then eat like a good food source at the end to get the healing. don't know what we're doing. Like, we should just be trying to get 20 obby. Like, I'm pretty sure there's chests up top that we didn't loot. Also, I mean, we should have played, like, for the backups initially, but we didn't because I'm guessing just inexperience. You should take that gold block for, like, you'd go from 1 gold to 10 gold. That's 3 gold pickaxes that you could use later in the run. What are we doing? Do we know how to pyro? Or are we like... I don't remember seeing the fortress in this, unless it's getting trolled by YouTube bitrate or something, but... yeah, this is just... Like, if you're just trying to see the fortress, you should just be pyroing instead. I think there's a guide on how to do it, but it's basically just a consistent way at finding in how many or how many chunks away the nearest mob spawner is, and in which cardinal direction it is as well, and um, the ranked filter seeds such that almost always that's going to take you to a fortress, basically. Like, you'll pretty much never get treasured in ranked, so you should be doing pyroing in pretty much every rank seed where you don't see the fortress. Okay, we see it there. Soul Sand, just don't sprint jump. It's faster to just sprint. Just ignore them. Like, you can block them off here if there's a spawner right here that you need to stay at because, like, you want to play spawner. Like, you can block them off much easier in this hallway. Like that, yeah. Okay, and the spawner's right there. I don't hate going for the spawner, but those strays were really easy to, like, just grab and then go back to the spawner. Like there's no, like, danger to going to them, at least what it looks like there's just 2 blazes there and there's no, like, magma cubes with us. Like, there's that guy, but he's just not close. And yeah, just like killing blazes, you should be mindful about the way you hit them. Like, what you should have done with that guy is gone behind him and hit him backwards towards more of the fortress so that you can crit him on the second hit and then he dies. Okay. You should learn Blaze TNT setups. They're very like simple and even better than a Blaze pad, especially when you have multiple. Um, so just like a mechanic in the game here, like when you can just exit your inventory here, and items that are in the crafting grid, just as long as there's space, like there's extra space in this pearl stack, they'll just get put back into your inventory immediately. Like you don't need to take them out. We should be just going on top of one of these trees and then like, okay. Well, ideally, well, when you blind at nighttime, um, you just want to measure eyes immediately because the mobs don't spawn within, I think it's 32 blocks of you, or it might be, no, I think it's 32 blocks of you. So you can pretty safely always get your eye off, like eye measurement off, without getting harassed, and then you just want to go back. But in situations like this where the like mobs come for you immediately, you could have just gone on this tree or just pillared up if there's no tree, um, like sort of away from the portal, and then you collect your eye, run back to the portal, and then block yourself in by like looking, just like standing in the portal animation, and then like looking into the portal, and then placing blocks against it to like box yourself in. You don't need to crit the boat to break it. And in the blaze spawner, you don't want like, you want to try and be as much as possible not standing inside the spawning area, so that one, you don't that so that your hitbox doesn't block potential blaze spawns from happening, and then also so you don't get spawned on and take melee damage. And then like a minor positive of it is stray blazes shooting at you. Their fireballs usually won't be going into the spawner and setting fire to it, and then like having the fire like block spawns. For a lot of these crafts you're doing, I'd recommend using the recipe book, because it's just less inputs, and like the less input something is, like inputs something is, like the easier it is to do. We survive this. What are we so worried about? Like, I know we're on one heart, but the blaze can't hurt us. So. Um, I mean, ideally you would have boated off the edge here, but when you're in a situation like this with no boat, you just drop gravel off the side so you can fall down onto a like half built up pillar and not take full damage, and then fall down off that gravel pillar. You take no full damage. You should just start digging through that wall. Okay, yeah, there's just like a lot of just poor decision making here. Like, it's not just the like slow execution. It's just like, why did we go back for another eye? What? Yeah, I mean, there's just you just have to practice to be more comfortable in the end game, and like using F3C to update your relative position on Ninja Brainbot is very useful. Um, Pretty much any level of the game, like just F3Cing and then seeing which way the arrow hair points and like how much degrees it asks you to change. Uh, Also, I'm being very dumb. I realized that we went back for the boat and not the eye. But yeah, I mean, just start bridging across. Like, what are we doing? Like, there's nothing else to do other than go to chords. So like, and then just like maybe it just comes with experience, but it's clear to me that this terrain doesn't loop back around, and like you're going away from -52, so like you just need to get over here and dig through the wall probably like 20-30 blocks more and then you're at quartz, but like we're going around to what I'm expecting just to be dead terrain because it just didn't look like it's gonna, like the terrain would circle back. Okay, so we're just going across, yeah, bridging would have just been faster. Like even if you're not gonna speed bridge, bridging with soul sand, as long as you're like crouching but you're like over the edge, you don't get the like slowness from being on soul sand, so you can just normal strafe bridge like you're on normal blocks, really. Like I don't know, I'm just digging through that wall. I go to -52 and just okay, I thought we were going for this like side terrain, but oh, and we're looking at, yeah, you should be looking at the cores on this line, which starts with block instead of XYZ, because basically -52 point whatever is on the block, correlating to -53. So if you miss the stronghold, um, that's probably why. But and then like basically you just want to look at the block chords when going for second portal because it's the correct chords. Like if there's a more valid portal location, you will just get snapped out of starter staircase because we're one block off. And yeah, like we went to 254 and then we light the portal and then we're on 253. So like now we're one block off on the X and one block off on the Z. So we're just almost certainly gonna miss starter because of that. Why? Okay, when hunger resetting, just dig the hole in the ground. Like you did that. Well, we didn't hunger reset in the overworld. Just slept through the night, but just dig a 2 block hole in the ground and then throw the pearl into the opposite corner you're standing. All the items stay in the hole, and you just, as long as you walk back into the hole within like, I think it's 3 seconds of the items dropping, they get picked up back in the exact order that they were dropped. So your hotbar's fully the same as it was before you died. And yeah, just like a note with preemptive, you should have done your preemptive scan before doing the hunger reset. The reason is like preemptive is much more like reliable when there's like no mobs anywhere at all, because well, the reason is like having a mob in your portal room reading is going to hide the portal room reading pretty much entirely. So the reason why I'm saying you want to scan, do your preemptive scan immediately, is the sooner you do it, the less mobs spawn in and fill up your mob cap. So like say you like unpause like immediately and do your preemptive scan within 1 second, you've left 1 second for potential mobs to spawn in and potentially hide the portal room, but like here on your like F3, you can see this M value when it says 70. The mob cap is 70 in Minecraft. Like, um, and when this M value is 70, that's telling you how many hostile mobs are spawned in. So you can see that your mob cap is entirely filled by this point. And so you can see on this, on your E value on these scans, you're getting like pretty much no readings with 0 entities. Although, surprised we didn't get. Okay, yeah, your entity distance, you should be going to 50, not 100, like all the way down, just to, like, that's for the same reason, it's to just minimize how many mobs are in your readings. Um, so just a thing with Stronghold Nav, like, when you're faced with, like, a point where you have to, like, start making more decisions, like, you don't insta-nav the portal room or whatever, it's pretty much always correct to get more information about what you should do by using thin macro to rescan very quickly to try and get like your like relative like your new position related to where the pulse room spike is to try to kind of like triangulate where you think the pulse room should be, if that makes sense. Are we going for 0? Oh, did we not pick up the wood from the hunger reset? It's kind of annoying. But yeah, like, I mean, yeah, just with hunger resetting, like, you normally put on the armor, like, afterwards. Okay, or did... I swear we got wood in the overworld. Like, we mined the tree, so I don't know what happened to it then. Like, I must have missed something. Yeah, I'm just gonna skip through this because you're just gonna mine a tree and then get back with your birds here. So if we're not zero cycling, why did we pre-craft all our explosives? If you press, so there's a shortcut to up your render distance and decrease it. So to up it, you can use F3 and F. And to decrease it, it's Shift F3 and F. It's very useful in ranked to cut out the settings or like the pause menu stuff because it's like unoverlapped. Well, basically using the F3 F shortcut, it's just faster in ranked because it's RTA time based, which means your pauses still track towards the match time. And then I I just don't like the pillaring up. Like, sure, it kind of feels like it makes your pearl to mid easier, but if you just practice like pearling to the fountain for like 2 minutes or something, it gets very easy to do every time. And the risk with doing this is like you're gonna be pillaring up every so often to dodge the fireballs, right? And eventually you're gonna get to the height where the dragon could hit you. And the only way to dodge that is jumping off the tower, and then like you either have to pearl clutch on the ground, or you have to boat clutch, or like water clutch, or like bed clutch or something. Like pretty good one cycle. I like the safety of just doing the early bed to like guarantee it doesn't break. Um, yeah, so overall, I'd say there's a lot of just like hotbar organizing, inventory management that is like good to just continuously get good at over time. But specific to like this run, top-down housing and pie rating are two like very important like strats in like speed in like Minecraft speedrunning in general. Um, and then end game practice, like we blinded like or we got on all our rods like at about like 15 minutes, right? And then it took us, how long did it take us to reach the stronghold? Like 9 minutes. Like you can cut that down like a huge amount with very, very like minimal effort, I feel. It's like that's a very like easy room for improvement if you don't want to like learn every bastion route or whatever. But yeah. Yeah, if you have any questions about what I said or whatever, just ping me in your thread. And that, yeah, thanks for sending in the round.